Very much, Kamran, and Assalamu alaikum, respected colleagues. I personally believe that every manager today is, to a great extent, HR manager, finance manager, and marketing manager. So I did start my career about 31 years ago in sales, and while working in sales, I was working as a medical representative for pharmaceutical companies, and alhamdulillah, I was always more toward demand creation than pushing sales, so I was always number one in sales. And sharing success factors was motivating me to share knowledge. So the other, my belief, very strong belief, is that knowledge is power. More you share knowledge, more you are stronger. We have some solo players even today, and they even, with a better or best performance, they don't make their way, in the organizations. So I was always called to Karachi for sharing how I am successful and number one in the country. So that moved me, motivated me to share information. So the first step I got was joining the training and development area, so that sharing information, building skills of people, so that was very close to my heart. So I took it as a bridge, between sales and HR. So training and development area was the factor which took me to HR. And I certainly enjoyed working with people and seeing how the diverse sort of background is contributing more and more. And I always believe if you have, think of your driver or your maid at home, if you give some enriched role to them, they will, I tell you, they will perform very well, majority of the times. So that is the human power I believe into, that you see diverse strength of people and utilize those. So that was the way I was more inclined toward this HR. I think this senior manager's expectations, I have worked in multinational organizations, I have worked in public sector organizations and typical state organization also. The expectation from a professional organization is that we are very actively participating in the business plan exercise, how we build the strategy of the organization, and also how we implement those. The other very important area is how we live value, how we communicate values of the organization across the organization, and how we live values as an organization. The other very, very important in nowadays is that HR should give a platform or the programs which are consistently contributing and not bumpy, you have to do those things which the management, higher management can do consistently, whether it's a compensation or it is a development for the skills force. And then the other important aspect is the performance management rolled out in the organization properly, so that the organization is ready for any sort of change which is anticipated. And this is something very big expectation from HR, that to improve the capability of the organization, narrow the gap, what is required and what is there today, and also improve the competency of individuals so that organization can adapt to the changing needs abruptly, immediately, when and wherever required. Thank you.
Thank you, Zaheer. That was a pretty big menu for HR professionals, and I'm sure that they're feeling more challenged than they were when they came. Azfar Saab, may I request you to share your thoughts?
Thank you, Kamran, and Assalamu alaikum. First, why I came to HR function. I started my career as a professional, finance professional with economics and cost and management accountancy. But I got a chance to work with one of the leading consulting companies in Pakistan, Ferguson's. And there I got a chance to work on HR assignments and work with the chief executives and senior managements at a very early stage of my career. And I realized two things. One, and I believe in it, it's only the human resource of any organization, institution, or a nation that makes the difference. Not the capital, technology, or equipment can make as much difference as the human capital can make. And the second thing I realized is that I'm more of a people's person than a numbers person. So at that juncture, I decided to change my career from finance to HR. And it's been like 12 years now that I'm in HR. As far as the topic is concerned, I think there is only one expectation of the board or the senior management towards the human resource function or human resource professional. And that one expectation is to be their strategic partner in achieving their goals. It's not the time when HR was considered as a staff function or a support function. And we as HR professionals, you and us, should realize this fact that the expectation from the top have changed. They are not expecting a support function from us. They expect a strategic partnership role in helping them in achieving their goals. Now, when I talk about goals, I'll just share with you a few that I think are very important for any board or senior management, and then we'll briefly discuss each of them. The first is continuous performance and progress. Second, good corporate governance. Third, corporate social responsibility. Fourth, change management. And fifth, increasing shareholders' value. These are the 4 or 5 main objectives or important objectives that every board and every senior management tries to achieve. And they want HR to be a strategic partner in achieving these goals. Let's take continuous performance and progress. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, no organization or institute or a nation can perform or progress unless its human resource perform or progress. If we take continuous performance as the tip of the iceberg, then what lays in below the surface, I think, are 2 layers. One is the motivation, dedication, commitment, hard work, talent that ensures the continuous performance. And below that layer is the fair, just, equitable, and transparent HR system that ensures bringing motivation, commitment, dedication, ownership among the employees. If the HR system attracts and retains best talent, if it manages its performance and reward, if development, training, and succession for leaders are an essential part of the HR system, if employer branding is done consciously and efforts are made for that, I think all these ensures a dedicated, committed, motivated, encouraged, hardworking workforce that ensures continuous performance. So for continuous performance, HR can play a very strategic role in providing the tools and systems to the organization that will lead towards a dedicated and motivated workforce. Second, corporate governance, good corporate governance. I think it's the top item in the list for any agenda of board or senior management. And I also believe that every function in the organization has to contribute to bring a culture of good governance in the organization. However, I feel HR has a strategic role to play in this. HR can not only connect to the people, discuss with them, train them and develop them, and bring in a culture of good governance through a transparent, just and equitable HR system. But also